coffee brewing as the sun peeks through the haze. Birds are chirping, serenading morning's praise. Front porch creaks as dreams fade away. America's awakened to a brand new day. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Loose print smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Tractors rumble, fields coming alive. Big wheels turning where hopes and dreams strive. Laughter echoes down the old dirt road. America's awakened to lighten her load. America's awakened to lighten her load.
Hey there, Veteran Nation fans. I am talking to you today because I have teamed up with a company that's dedicated to supporting veterans. What they do is they help you gather all the medical evidence that you're going to need to submit a VA disability claim. Now, it's all that is designed to help you get the benefits that you have earned. Right now, more than 17 million veterans don't have their full benefits. And if that sounds something familiar either for yourself or a family member, now is the time to act. With this company, what they offer is free consultations with the medical team so they can figure out how they can best help you. And what they provide is board-certified doctors with experience working with the VA, comprehensive medical documentation for both physical and mental conditions, and the services that they provide include nexus letters, telehealth evaluations, DBQs, TDIU, aid and attendance, and so much more. What you're going to do is you're going to click the link that's in the description of this video and sign up for a free consultation. Make sure you do me a favor, share this, and also tag a veteran. Let's help more people get every single thing that they have earned.
Good morning. Good morning. I hope you're all having just a great morning this morning. I know I'm having a good morning. There we go. It is time to wake up. Let's see who's here. We got we got Voss who's here. Good morning. I see we have been sent some jewels by Stacy. Thank you. Thank you. We got Hellhound here. We've got Bestie who's here. Good morning, baby girl. She's going to be joining me this morning. We're going to be talking about some things. Who else? We got Mismatch Menace who's here. Good to see you. All right. So far, so good. We're getting the gang back together. I'm waiting for Bestie to let me know when she's ready, and I'll bring her in. But the big things I want to talk about is some cases. I have this one right here that I'm gonna put up. This is a couple minute long video. I saw this. This is a case, if you recall, we did this. We did this video. These two people here attacked Savannah Hernandez, who I've tried to slide into her DM. She still won't respond. What the hell? Hey, Larry, good to see you. So she has an update on her court proceedings with these people. So let's watch this.
Okay, really incredible update today on the restraining orders that Chris and Deanna Ashrushko tried to file against me. They have both been dismissed. Now, I had to sit in a court hearing last Thursday and listen to Chris and Deanna Ashrushko essentially make the argument as to why they should be allowed to use the legal system to censor me and stop me from reporting on what they did in Minneapolis. Keep in mind that was the entire basis for these restraining orders. They state that I had been harassing them, threatening them, that I posted their home address and their phone number. They put all of this on legal documents, by the way. I didn't do any of that. And interesting enough, too, in this hearing, they didn't even bring forward any evidence. They said that their whole neighborhood was flyered and that they were doxxed and that they've been getting threatened and that they've been getting harassed. The evidence they
I don't doubt any of that has happened. I believe all that has happened, but what I don't think is happening is I don't think Savannah is behind that. Savannah is a journalist. She's not going to do that. She's not going to risk her integrity.
submitted for this hearing didn't prove any of the allegations that they have been making. On top of that, they had initially stated that they were going to be representing themselves and then last minute had their lawyer jump in. But even the judge was surprised because she was expecting them to represent themselves as well. But again, their lawyers, okay, so this is Trisha Poland and James Cook, somehow didn't submit any of their evidence into the court hearing. So they didn't even have any evidence to refer to. And by the way, the evidence that they did submit was screenshots of me thanking people for supporting me after the Ashrushkos brutally assaulted me in Minneapolis. And the other piece of evidence, which was really interesting, was a police report that Deanna made after I made my last video. Now, I made a video after all three of them filed these restraining orders against me. Again, all three of them chock full of straight up lies. I've never doxed them. I've never told people to harass them. I never shared their home address or their phone numbers. Because I posted this, because I reported an update on the case, she called the police to try and get me, I don't know, arrested, because that could have been a potential. If I violated this ex parte restraining order that she did have against me, she called the police and reported me after I put my last video out, just to give you an example of what these restraining orders were really about. They were about Chris and Deanna Ashrushko trying to stop me from being able to utilize my First Amendment right to report on what they did outside of the Whipple ICE facility on April 11th. So completely dismissed. I still have one more case to deal with because Paige Ashrushko filed her restraining order in a separate county. I have to go in person in Minneapolis, unfortunately, to go fight that one. If I don't show up, she's basically just granted the restraining order. So I have one more that I have to go fight, but big win today, big win. Both Chris and Deanna Ashrushko denied their restraining orders by a judge in Hennepin County.
So that I look at that as a big win for civil rights and the First Amendment, because we watched that video and they were putting their hands on her. I find it very interesting that now they're the ones saying that they're being harassed. Like, they went and they were at a demonstration and they were the ones who chose to make things physical. Not Savannah. Savannah was trying to leave when they approached her. And they, all of a sudden now anything that's said is, "Oh, you can't say that about me. You can't do that." And it's like, yeah, no, that's not the way this works. Let me bring in baby girl. Hey there.
Hi, Pumpkin.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, chat. Did you notice what Stacy said? Wow, a Latina with no accent.
Right.
Wonder what Juanita would think of this.
Yeah, apparently all Hispanics are afraid of ICE, even those who are citizens at birth because they were born on U.S. territory. But it just shows you that their attacks were racist.
I just think it's funny that Pam, of all people, a redneck from the Carolinas, would tell a brown person they're not brown because they don't have an accent.
Well, and we saw Robert Rogers trying the same thing yesterday. And I love that I can affect John through Robert. All I have to do is say something, and Robert's just going to run back to the group and just tell John, here's what Skipper's saying right now. And it's like, dude, you realize I'm manipulating you. I'm straight up manipulating you.
That's literally what I said yesterday, too. I was like, they're still too stupid to see that you're literally using them for content.
And what's funny is
stuff on purpose.
I told Georgie and Stacy before I did it, I go, watch, here's what I'm going to do. And they're going to do this. And sure enough, they are just too easy to play.
Far too easy.
They're like, remember the recorders that they gave us in school to have us learn how to play like Pollyanna and like, or I'm trying to think what songs they made us play back in grade school with the recorder, because it's an easy instrument to play. That's what they are. But back to this,
the
go ahead.
Triangle. The easiest instrument was the triangle.
Yeah, there you go. They're the triangle. But I'm glad we got an update to this case, and I'm glad that things are going Savannah's way. I had said she could do an anti-SLAPP lawsuit. I don't know if Minnesota has an anti-SLAPP law on its books. So, but either way, here's the other thing. Filing for a false restraining order. And you heard her say, they provided no evidence of their claims that she was doing. They provided zero evidence that she was the one doing any of it. So guess what? That is grounds for a civil lawsuit if she chooses. And I hope she does.
Isn't the anti-SLAPP now a federal thing, though?
No.
Or is it still state by state?
It's my understanding, all state by state. I've only seen state laws.
I could have swore it was a federal thing.
And everybody's freaking out about the lawsuits from yesterday. And I'm not. So everyone's like, oh, it's not election day anymore. If you read what they said, I have no problem with the ruling yesterday. Could it have been better? Yes, but rarely do you ever get a great ruling. Most times they're like, okay, that's okay. And what they had said, what Supreme Court said is, if you don't want these ballots coming in after Election Day, Congress has to pass a law. That's what they said. So just pass the law.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yesterday there was a lawsuit that it made its way up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court ruled that states with laws on the books can count ballots that come in after Election Day as long as they're postmarked before Election Day. That's what they ruled. And people were like, no, they should be there by Election Day. Well, if you want that, you need to pass a law, a federal law that says it. There was a really great decision yesterday out of the Supreme Court. I'll read this one very quickly. Supreme Court allows Trump to fire the FTC commissioner and overturns major restraint on federal power. Supreme Court on Monday gave President Donald Trump sweeping new authority. It's actually not new authority. It's just a new way of interpreting the authority. Approximately 24 multi-member agencies that Congress intended to be independent. Well, it doesn't matter that Congress intended them to be independent. It doesn't matter at all, because we have a constitution. We don't have independent government agencies. The Supreme Court has said there's 3 branches to our elected government, and everything needs to fall under those 3. By a vote of 6-3, justices struck down a federal law that bars the president from firing members of the Federal Trade Commission, except in cases of inefficiency, neglect of duty, or malfeasance in office. That law A majority of justices ruled violates the constitutional separation of powers between the three branches of government. And in reading that decision, the court overruled its 91-year-old decision in Humphrey's Executor v. United States. And yeah, this has been 90 years that this case law has been on the books, that finally the Supreme Court has said, yeah, no, this is ridiculous, and we're not going to, like, the president is the executive, and if you're going to make government agencies, they have to fall under one of the three branches and be accountable to the people in those branches. So there you go. It's a it's a big win for liberty.
I think people who failed civics and history class shouldn't be allowed to run for any type of office, but that's just my opinion.
Well, this is where did my thing go? There we go. This is where, I tell people all the time, Democrat, Republican, doesn't matter. A lot of times people in power will make problems because they're convenient. So they'll pass laws like, hey, we're going to have a Federal Trade Commission, but yet they don't like the president that's in office. So they'll say, oh, the president can't fire them. That's not how this works. If they're appointed by the president, they serve at the pleasure of the president. No governing body is above the president. Like, they all get their authorities from the president. So they're all accountable to the president. That is why we have elections.
Yep.
Like the like our biggest group of people who are not elected, who become federal agents, federal officers, are our military. But guess what? Our military is appointed under the president. They follow the laws and rules that the president decides. So, yeah, all these. This is going to have a big ripple effect. This is on the FTC. This is going to affect the Federal Reserve. It's going to affect the what are the other boards? You have the Federal Consumer Board that they created under Barney Frank several years ago. They created all these boards, but then we're like, oh, we're going to give them a 6-year term and then say that the president can't remove them. Now the Supreme Court's saying, no, they can absolutely do this. So there's like...
How
right
can
now,
they get a larger term than the president?
I have no problem with that, because there needs to be a term. Congress can decide what the term is, but the president can be like, okay, yeah, but this guy's not doing what I need him to do. He's fired. How can the president not do that and be in charge? Like, you're giving the president the responsibility. He also has to have the authority, because if not, you might as well just not give him the responsibility, because he's not going to be able to do anything. Hey, Ed. Oh, I have, I'll do in a separate video. I have a package that Ed sent me, so I'll do that in a separate video. I didn't bring it in into the room here today. I'm not going to get up and do all that. But this is a great decision, really great decision. This part I want to get to. Justice Sonia Sotomayor penned 49-page dissent that was joined by Kagan and Ketanji Brown Jackson. Today, the court discards the democratic regime created by the Constitution in favor of one that distorts the structure of government. No, it doesn't. The democratic regime is you elect a president who's accountable to the people. You don't appoint a commissioner who's not accountable to the people. Do they not know what democratic means?
Obviously not.
And everybody's worried in the next half hour we could have the decision, but we have the decision on birthright citizenship coming out today. A lot of people are upset because it looks like they're going to uphold birthright citizenship, but here's what I'm expecting. again, just like this, just like these other cases, I'm expecting the Supreme Court to say Congress has the ability to pass laws and define stuff. They should pass a law. That's what I'm expecting. So, a lot of people upset about what's happening out there. Those are the 3 stories I wanted to get to.
Stacy's still stuck on the Latinos with no accent.
Right? It's like not I grew up in Ohio. I don't think I knew many Mexicans. Like, I knew a lot of Latinas, most of the or Latinos, most of them were Puerto Ricans, like, by far. And, I've had you guys saw I had Eric Dominiani on the channel. He's Dominican. He's from New York. No accent. If anything, he's got a Long Island accent or New Jersey accent.
I know, the little small town I grew up in, there was more Mexicans than anything. Every couple miles, we have a Mexican restaurant. So
That's yeah. Most Puerto Ricans are going to have a New York accent. You realize there's actually more Puerto Ricans who live in New York than that live in Puerto Rico.
folks are double screwed with Stacy though, because she's part redneck and Puerto Rican.
Right?
Temper is strong with that one.
How can Marco Rubio be Cuban? He doesn't have an accent. How stupid. That just shows you how blinded they are, and they just attack. And that's why I have warned so many people that this group of what the hell supporters who's taken over things, they are going to get somebody hurt because they don't think everything is about hate and doing things to other people.
Mm-hmm. That's like me and Stacy were talking about the other day. Her and I both have received far more love and warmth from what they call the anti side than I ever have Jeremy's side of the cases.
They just when you get driven by hate, you don't care about all the other stuff. You just start to hate. And everything, you become a hammer and everything looks like a nail. You see that with a lot of these people who scream racism. They don't care about the full story. They care about the perceived injustices they see.
From the ones we have run into, it's obvious they don't really care about Jeremy or the case itself, the facts of the case. They just care about the drama of it.
Absolutely.
Laura said she's a little WTH tired and all around it. Girl, that's why I quit covering it.
I was very tired from the get-go of people focusing on the fleas. Like, that was a distraction. It's still a distraction. Like, just ignore them. They're not doing anything. At least not anything of substance.
Stacy said Kim literally has a picture of our flag with swastika. Yeah, she does.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I've
But
got
she's
that
not
somewhere.
racist. She's also got the 8647 on her profile.
Right.
And me and Native both tried to tell her, like, you realize a congressman was arrested for putting 8647 in the sand. Right?
Comey was director of the FBI.
There was a member of Congress too, wasn't there?
Not
that
that
got
I'm
in
aware of.
trouble.
I'm not aware of a congressman. Yeah, here we go.
My bad. Yep.
Yeah, imagine putting this up with the swastikas, putting that up on your page and accusing others of being racist.
Mm-hmm. Let's not forget one of their little buddies that are running her mouth in the group. Oh, by the way, that one person blocked me when I threatened to go public with her. Our phone call. You know, she claims to be a leader of the KKK, and she runs other groups that are full race.
A lot of these were people that reached out to me for various things, and I could just tell they were like, I talked to them, and I would hear them out, but I was like, yeah, this person's crazy.
Mm-hmm. I was stuck on the phone with this one for almost 2 hours, and I'm like, this woman's a nutcase.
I'm just going on to Twitter and I'm checking to see if any of these cases have been. Robert Gouveia is live. I really like Robert. I'll check out his stuff later. He's a really good attorney. Okay, so nothing released yet. SCOTUS blog is where you're going to see that first in general. Old NYC joke: Puerto Ricans do not do suicide. You cannot die jumping from basement windows.
Crab killer.
I always liked the one, the Puerto Rican burglar alarm that's just turning up your TV and leaving it on when you leave the house. About
Crab killer said Texas just passed a bill for Pakistani Day. What?
I don't know anything about that. I do know that tomorrow there is a new ban going into effect here in California, a Glock ban. Now, remember, Kamala Harris bragged that she owned a Glock. So, does that mean tomorrow she's got to turn it in or become a criminal? Which, I'm not a Glock person. I know people feel very strongly Glock or not Glock. I'm just not. That's just my preference. For those of you who are a Glock person, good on you. I'm not going to put you down, even though a lot of people, like some of these people who believe in gun stuff, there's some crazy gun people. And when I say crazy, I mean, like, will be like, you should never have a Glock or you should always use a Glock. It's like, use what you are most comfortable with because you'll be safer with it.
Glocks are heavy, aren't they?
They can be.
Little humans like me.
You can get a Glock 17, which is a little one. The Glock 19, I believe, is the most widely bought handgun in the United States. Like, Glock makes up 60% of handgun purchases, and I think the 19 is the most popular.
I don't know. Personally, when I crash out, I think I could do just as much damage with a ball batter and knife as I could with a pew pew.
Here's the thing
out.
here's the thing about guns, specifically Glocks. I don't care, I don't really have like a preference. I will say this: they are the most popular gun. They're also the most returned gun because people don't understand the Glock does not have an external safety. Ed doesn't like the 9mm. I do, but I was trained on a 9mm. I like a 45, a 1911 better, but I was trained on a 45 or on a 9mm. And people argue with me. The military will never leave the 9mm. It's just it has nothing to do with the gun. It has everything to do with the ammunition. They can supply the military better with 9mm ammunition than they can anything else.
I'm laughing at Greg.
I still I still love The Office when Dwight pulled out a 22 and shot it in the office, and then what's her name, who was on the show? Oh, she's like, Dwight, a 22 is a girl's gun.
Well, Greg wants to give me a pellet gun, so
I do not like the way the Glock feels in my hand, and that's hey, that's very valid, Yankee Bell. That's if you're not comfortable with it, if it doesn't feel right, it is not the gun for you. I personally don't mind a smaller gun because I'm a proponent of concealed carry, and you can conceal a smaller gun a lot more and easier.
I'm a country girl. Just give me a damn shotgun.
Yeah, some people have some weird opinions on shotguns as well. I mean, to each his own.
I'll bring us home dinner.
That's I do like there's a video of a guy. Maybe I'll try to find it who's getting stalked by a mountain lion, and he sadly does have to shoot it. Let me see if I can find it. But a lot of these people are like, "Why do you even need that gun?" Right there is why.
That's something that annoys me about the city folk that move to the country and then want to complain when country folks do what they normally always do in the country. They want to complain because we're hunting. You moved to our territory.
Right?
We hunt and feed our children. If you don't like it, go the fuck away.
Here we go. I've got it. So there you can see he's being stalked by the mountain lion. Normally they are scared of humans.
She doesn't look like she's in attack mode, though.
Not in this one, but there is another one here. This one, this is the one I was thinking of. If I remember correctly, this one does attack.
That's AI, though.
Is it?
See the
Oh
Sora?
yeah.
Yeah.
Where is it then? Because there is one that oh.
No.
Oh.
Maybe this is the one because the one I saw it follows him for a while and he does eventually have to shoot it. And the thing is, this is what people don't realize. There's a lot of
You're
stuff
in
in
her
nature.
territory.
Yeah, you're in their home. I don't care that you're a hiker, that you're an avid hiker. You are in that animal's home, and they want you dead.
Right. Well, she could also have babies nearby.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like, she could have just been trying to protect her cubs.
Yeah, that's you know, in nature, yeah, there's another one of some bears, and like people are like, "Why do you need an AR-15?" That is why. An AR-15 is a very versatile weapon, very versatile weapon, and if you're talking mountain lions, bears, it will take care of them. And yes, you need more than 10 rounds because what happens if you only have 10 rounds because you know a liberal in San Francisco thinks you only need 10 rounds and you get surrounded by 5 wolves.
Yep.
You might need every bit of the 30 rounds that come in a standard magazine. And I would want those simply to just shoot at their feet and scare them away.
Bringing up animals. So, there's a subdivision in my home state that has purposely built houses around the lake. And they are wanting to gas the geese that hang out in said lake. The HOA has done this thing where they're going to kill off all the geese that are in that neighborhood. Again, with humans moving into the animal's territory and then want to kill the animal.
Do you know what state right now has the most incidents of people with bears?
Instinctively, I go with Gatlinburg, but other than that, no.
No, it's not.
Really?
It is not Tennessee. It is not. It's not North Carolina. It's not Kentucky. You are not going to guess it.
I don't know then.
New Jersey.
Really?
So because of the limited hunting laws, what happened was you had an overpopulation of deer that first happened, and that deer is a food source for bears.
Yeah.
Because bears are an apex predator. So now you are getting a overpopulation of bears because there's little bear hunting in New Jersey. So yeah, and you have all these people building subdivisions out in the woods. So now they've moved to the bear's habitat, and yeah. When I was
sounds
in
about like what's happening with coyotes and stuff down here.
when I lived in Virginia at Quantico, I lived on Main Side, which was on the eastern side of the highway. And we had a black bear that was living on Main Side where all the base housing was, because it's kind of like this big triangle, and there's a road and a running trail that we call the loop, and in the middle it's just woods. And yeah, that bear lived in there, and he was eating out of the the dumpsters of the various commands, mainly McCitic. And yeah, so many Marines would be on the running trail and would have encounters with the bear.
It's like Alabama's making a big deal about the fact that we have alligators in North Alabama. We have always had alligators in North Alabama. It's just the fact that all this new housing is coming in and it's pushing the gators up out of their natural habitats. Not to mention the humans are feeding them.
What's the show with Donald Glover? And they like I haven't really watched the show, but there's an episode with, well, a couple episodes with Cat Williams. But it's a really funny scene where the cops come to Cat Williams' house, and they want to come into the house or want him to step out, and he's refusing. And smartly, by the way, smartly, because without a warrant, do not step out. But all the kids roll up and they're like, "That's the alligator man," and they're like, "What?" And they're like, "He's got an alligator." He's like, "I do have an alligator. I'll let that alligator loose." And there's like, "He doesn't have an alligator," and he's like, "You better listen to those children. They're not going to lie to you." And eventually, Donald Glover comes in. They're like, "Is there an alligator in there?" He's like, "Yeah, there's an alligator."
Cat is funny as hell.
He is. He is. A fed gator.
Greg said, isn't brown bears more docile and black bears are more dangerous? Bears are bears.
No, brown bears are actually, depending on where you find a brown bear, is whether or not they're classified as brown bear or a grizzly. Genetically, they're essentially the same, but black bears are the ones, they generally prefer to eat nuts and berries and stuff like that, but they are omnivores. So yeah, they will kill things. And if you have an abundance of things like deer, they're gonna eat the food source that they need.
I've seen so many videos and have seen with my own eyes. Black bears are pretty chill for the most part. At least the ones in Tennessee, they're pretty chill. Just
I've
don't
had
leave food out.
I've had Dr. Art on the show before. We talked with him about cryptids, and I've known him since I was a kid, and we've had some discussions about various things. Like the good news for Florida, they thought the Burmese python was going to take over, and now they're actually seeing. After 40 years of Burmese pythons being out of control, now there's actually other species have learned how to adapt. And you have the Florida panther, which is making a comeback. That was the first one that they noticed was feeding on live Burmese pythons because of the way that they hunt them. They grab the head first and eat that. Um, then you also have there's another natural snake in Florida that has realized it can get into the nest and eat the eggs. And the other one is raccoons. Raccoons are now attacking Burmese pythons again because of they found ways to be able to hunt them of going after the head first. And it's just natural evolution. There's a new predator, so they're finding ways to defend themselves in their habitat.
Yeah. Bears and other wild, large animals are a lot like us if you think about it. If someone comes into your home, you're going to fight their ass, right? To get them out of your home.
Black bears are
Animals.
black bears are so they're not very aggressive. And there's videos.
Mm-mm.
Actually, there's one good one. Um,
I watched
uh,
one the other day from Gatlinburg where this couple came back to their B&B and there was a black bear in the hot tub, just chilling in the hot tub.
yeah. Um, they're mostly docile, but they can get aggressive. Yeah, this one was a good one. My, I hate how it always
Aw,
switches the view. So
he's your
this is a
baby.
hunter. This is a hunter. He's up in his tree stand, and
I just want to pet it and love it.
the face on him is the same face that my brother's dog has. He's a big brown lab.
They just look like giant puppy dogs. Boop the snoop. Just want to boop it.
They are good climbers.
The bear was like, "Aw, I wanted to love you."
And that wasn't even the video that I was talking about. There was one where, like, it literally comes up to this tree stand and he's like sniffing the hunter, and then after he gets his sniffs, he's like, okay, and just crawls back down.
Bears don't need cannons to defend their home. They have teeth.
Did you see the one of the bear that climbed into the hammock? The guy had a hammock and a bear climbs in, just starts laying there, and it's just swinging a little bit and falls asleep.
Oh yeah, the bears love anything that swings. At my grandparents' cabin, damn near every morning I'd look out the bedroom window and there was a bear sitting on the porch swing, just a swinging. Happy as could be, just swinging on the porch swing.
In Williams, Arizona, there is a place called Bearizona. We went there years ago. Me and Thomas have talked about going back because he was really little. But it's one of these zoos that you drive through, and they have a lot of black bears. And if I remember, the black bears you can feed, if I remember correctly.
If they're in the zoo, probably, but not out in the wild.
Oh yeah. No, this is you're driving through a zoo. They do have grizzlies, but certain enclosures you can't drive up close to.
You could always take him to Cades Cove in Gatlinburg. You can get up close and personal with the black bears.
You know what's
The
funny is my
cubs and the
family.
big bears.
my family was just in Gatlinburg. Like they left on Sunday, and my brother really wanted to stay in a cabin, and my mom was like, "No, I want to stay in a hotel." And I get it. My mom was like, "I don't want to have to make beds. I don't want to have to clean." Totally get it. And I said, "Well, mom, if you type in Gatlinburg, you'll get a lot of videos of people staying in these cabins and just wake up and there's a bear just sitting on their porch, just like
Mhm.
I'm just here."
My grandparents' cabin also had a family of raccoons. Mom could tell you about it too. We'd put food out for the raccoons every night, so they became like our pets. It started
Yeah,
with one single raccoon, and then like he brought his mate, and then they brought their babies, and then we had a whole family of raccoons every night on the balcony.
yeah, I do not feed the wildlife. um, there was a place we used to go in Indiana called Pokagon State Park where we would go and camp. And the big thing there that was like there were raccoons, and they would come into your campsite trying to get food. They can open coolers,
Yes.
so we learned you keep all your food in a cooler in your car. But the other thing that you'd get is skunks.
Ew.
Yeah,
Skunks are adorable, but they stink. No, I have seen people have skunks as pets, and they just had their stink sacks removed to where they can't spray.
they're cute when they make those noises. Should we talk about the one that I sent you the picture of that you said you want from Australia?
I didn't say I wanted it. I just said it was the cutest thing ever.
Oh, you said you wanted one.
I did.
Yeah.
You can't send me a cute fuzzy animal and expect me not to want it.
Here, let me pull up a video. Here we go. Yeah, it's a quokka.
Look, it's adorable. They even smile. It's just a baby.
To me, it looks like kind of like a capybara, but a smaller.
Yeah.
Capybaras apparently, well, they are a rodent. They're the biggest rodent in the world, native to South America, and apparently they do make friends with other animals.
That looks like a mix between a raccoon and a jackrabbit. See? Stacy wants one too. Look at it smiling, Stacy. It's absolutely adorable.
And they, like a lot of the animals, they are marsupials, meaning they have the little pouch they carry their babies in.
Oh. We have to add that to the farm somehow.
Capybaras are the coconut dogs. Yeah, they're officially rodents though, but they are very cute and very lovable. I had a friend who, Kelly, who's been on the show. She used to have fancy rats and would take them everywhere. Like she'd wear a hoodie and have her rats and be like in restaurants and stuff. No one knew that her rats were there.
I had one, solid white.
Yep, that's what hers were. When I first met her, hers had died and she still had its body in her freezer waiting to bury it.
No judgment whatsoever. My birds are still in the freezer. And it's been 2 years. We just keep forgetting to bury them.
I have been following the Garden State Tortoise Conservatory, and they have a couple really cute turtles. Uh, but the one I was really watching was named Rockalina, which was captured and kept in a home for 40 years and just not given the right habitat. And she was in a pretty bad spot, but after over a year now, she's fully recovered and is acting like a turtle again.
You mean to tell me there are real turtle rescues out there
Yeah, this one's in New Jersey.
that actually take care of the turtles and tortoises?
Yep. And talking about the type of habitats they need, like with that one, it was an eastern box turtle, and it was kept in the house, which did not have enough humidity and had linoleum floors. Turtles need like those type of turtles need like rough stuff so they can like keep their nails down.
Yes. Box turtles are the easiest to care for, though.
I believe that. I had friends who had box turtles growing up.
I do not recommend rescuing a snapping turtle, though.
Why is that?
Even when they're tiny, their bite hurts.
Well, yeah, but I had a friend with a snapping turtle, and like you just don't put anything near where they'll bite. But it was always fun to feed them goldfish. Just dangle the goldfish in front of them, and they'll grab it and take it.
When they're babies, they're violent. They're just pissed off at the world when they're babies.
I do need to get going. I have to get into the office. I'm actually in class all day today. So
Oh, fun.
I will be a studious little student. But anything you plug in or doing a stream or anything that people can check out?
I'm not doing anything this week.
Okay.
But the 4th coming up, I'm going out of town Friday, so.
Party
Sure.
in the USA.
Go torment Voss and Mom.
Oh, a transgender case was just decided.
Huh?
West Virginia and Idaho did not violate the Constitution's Equal Protection Clause by maintaining female sports teams for biological females. That one has a majority opinion and a concurring opinion by Gorsuch. Yep. Banning trans from women's sports is permissible and not a Title IX violation. Amazing. So those who can define what a woman is. What's that?
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, there are only 2 genders. Not 57.
All right, guys, I'm going to get going. Thank you. Thank you for joining me, bestie.
Of course.
When you coming out to Vegas?
I don't know. When you want me.
We're just baiting our haters.
They're gonna shit when it actually happens. That's the funny part.
When it happens, we will have fun. We like
duh.
We will we'll make some videos going around Vegas doing crazy stuff, and it'll be fun.
Oh, TikToks too.
Yep.
I already have several planned that I'm gonna make you do with me.
All right, guys. I'm going to get going. Thank you so much for being here. Bestie, thank you for joining me.
Of course. Bye, guys.
And as always, thank you for being worth serving.
sun peeks through the haze, and birds are chirping, serenading morning's praise. The front porch creaks as dreams fade away. America's awakened to a brand new day. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Loose print smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore, morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore, morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Tractors rumble, fields coming alive. Big wheels turning where hopes and dreams strive. Laughter echoes down the old dirt road. America's awakened to lighten her load. Ooh, America's awakened to lighten her load.
Hey there, Veteran Nation fans. I am talking to you today because I have teamed up with a company that's dedicated to supporting veterans. What they do is they help you gather all the medical evidence that you're going to need to submit a VA disability claim. Now, it's all that is designed to help you get the benefits that you have earned. Right now, more than 17 million veterans don't have their full benefits. And if that sounds something familiar, either for yourself or a family member, now is the time to act. With this company, what they offer is free consultations with the medical team so they can figure out how they can best help you. And what they provide is board-certified doctors with experience working with the VA, comprehensive medical documentation for both physical and mental conditions, and the services that they provide include nexus letters, telehealth evaluations, DBQs, TDIU, aid and attendance, and so much more. What you're going to do is you're going to click the link that's in the description of this video and sign up for a free consultation. Make sure you do me a favor, share this, and also tag a veteran. Let's help more people get every single thing that they have earned.